Hey guys, Sarah Berry CPA. Today is Tuesday, October the 6th, and I'm going to do this quick video to update you guys on the status of the PPP loan forgiveness applications. So to get straight to the point, we are not preparing these yet, and there are many reasons why, and I want to walk through this with you guys and explain what's going on. So you may have received an email from your particular lending institution with a link to a portal or something saying that they're ready to accept these forgiveness applications. Many banks are not accepting the applications, not processing them, or submitting them to SBA. Some banks have submitted these applications to SBA, but SBA has yet to approve a single loan forgiveness application. Or anyone that I'm aware of, any local banks that I know of, they haven't received a loan forgiveness from the SBA. And I know a lot of CPAs nationwide, they have not seen any PPP loans forgiven yet. So we can prepare them and submit them, but SBA is probably not going to process them yet. Now, why is that? So we're all waiting on Congress. You know the old saying, that's going to be an act of Congress, meaning that's going to take a long time and jump through a lot of hoops, but that's kind of what everybody's waiting on. Why? What do we expect from Congress? We expect Congress to hopefully forgive all of the PPP loans under $150,000. And that's going to be about 90% of the loans that we helped our clients, you guys prepare. And a lot of the local banks, I'm hearing the same feedback from these bankers. 90% of the PPP loans that they process are under $150,000. So they're expecting that that Congress is going to pass a law that's going to automatically forgive those loans. May or may not happen. And we're also hoping that Congress will act and clarify to the IRS that the PPP loan forgiveness is not taxable income. The way it stands right now, it's not taxable income, but you're not allowed to take the payroll deductions on your tax return that you use the PPP funds for. So in effect, it does increase your net income and increase your taxes. So we're waiting on those two things, Congress to act on. Forgive everything under $150,000 and say that it's not taxable income. Now, we have seen some bipartisan support for these two things. We've seen some movement for bills both in the Senate and the House, but you guys probably know they're not getting along right now. They're not going to get along before election. Hopefully after election, something will happen before the end of the year. It's completely normal for Congress to come back even after the end of the year. They could come in January and February and pass a bill to automatically forgive these loans and call this non-taxable income and make it retroactive to 2020. Perfectly normal that Congress likes to jack with our tax laws like that. So that's very feasible. Even if they don't do something for the end of the year, we may see it next year. So to recap, SBA is not processing these applications. I had a banker tell me last week, you can fill out the application and give it to me. We're not officially taking these, but he said, as a favor to you and your client, I will submit it to the SBA, but the SBA is not going to do anything, so there's no point in giving it to me. And if you wait, hopefully we're going to have check the box, more streamlined process, and you won't have to go through all of this work. Also, right now, just want to give you guys a heads up when we are approaching our fall tax planning, because that's what we're going into right now. You know, that's what our firm specializes in, is advanced tax planning strategies to help our clients like you guys keep more of your money. So if you're not on the calendar and you're interested, reach out to us and we need to get you on the calendar, because it's definitely filling up. But if you are on the calendar and you're coming in for a fall tax planning session, just want to give you guys a heads up. We're going to have two approaches here. One, that your PPP loan forgiveness is going to be taxable income in 2020, regardless of whether it's actually forgiven before the end of the year. The other approach is that it's not going to be taxable income until it is forgiven in 2021. Why are we doing it that way? Because we really don't know. We don't have a crystal ball. Some CPAs are taking the approach that if it's not forgiven before the end of the year, it is officially a loan at the end of the year to be paid back, therefore cannot be called income. Some CPAs are saying that even though it's not forgiven, you have satisfied all the qualifications. You know it's going to be forgiven in 2021, so you have to claim that as income in 2020, or therefore not take the deductions in 2020. Problem is, we haven't got guidance from the IRS. And I also think the IRS doesn't want to release these publications because they are expecting Congress to act and call this non-taxable income. So we're really in a hard position here. We want to do the best that we can for you guys and provide this highest level of service, primarily with the tax planning strategies. But yeah, that's what we feel like doing. We feel like pulling our hair out right now. But I just want to give you guys a heads up. That's what you're going to be looking at with the fall tax planning sessions. PPP loan forgiveness, taxable and non-taxable. One or the other, and then everything else that we can control, we will control, and we will go into it with some regular, normal tax planning strategies. So whenever you received your PPP, it probably said that your first loan payment was due in November. So I've got a lot of clients reaching out and saying, hey, my first loan payment's due in November. Yeah, it's not really. So under the original CARES Act, it was due 6 months after you received your PPP loan. But with the revision, it's not due for 10 months after the end of your covered period. And your covered period can be for 6 months and then 10 months after that. So at the earliest, you shouldn't have to start making payments until the summer of 2021. I'm hoping and praying that 2021 is better than 2020 and we get better guidance along the way. Surely by the summer of 2021, we're going to have some good guidance on this and we're going to know and have this forgiven, and then you're not going to have to make any payments on this PPP prior to it being forgiven. So what I'm trying to say is there's no rush. Even if we fill out the application for you, because I know you want to get the debt off the books. I want to get the debt off your books. I don't like debt. I don't like the leverage ratios. It doesn't agree with who I am, being a fiscal conservative. But we've got to hold our horses. We have to wait on some additional guidance to come out. So also, one of the notes I wanted to mention to you guys is we don't know what's going to happen with tax rates in 2021. Depends on if there's a change in administration with the elections coming up, if the executive branch changes and the legislative branch, both House and Senate, change and they are under the control of a more Democratic Party, then it's very possible that 2021 is going to have higher tax rates. So the PPP loan forgiveness, we really would want to claim in 2020 while the tax rates are lower. That's just a generic statement. But for each of our clients, our tax planning strategies will be specific, and we will take that into account as far as what your income or loss has been in 2020, whether we need to go ahead and claim that in the PPP loan forgiveness in 2020 or 2021. We'll take into account what we could possibly expect the tax rates to be next year compared to this year. So I wanted to drop that bug with you guys as well. So that wraps up my video. Thanks so much. I'm sorry that you guys feel frustrated about this process. We feel frustrated about it as well. The main thing is just stay in communication with us, and see you guys in your fall tax planning session.